When did you realize your step-parent was a horrible person? For the first time I met her, Lucille. She wore a silk scarf like it was a crown, her smile warm and wide. Dad had been nervous, his hand gripping mine a little tighter as we walked into the cafe where she waited. "She's kind," he'd said. "You'll like her." And I did. At first, Lucille had a way of making everything feel like a fairy tale. She'd braid my hair, leave little notes in my lunchbox, and call me her little star. She told me stories about Paris, where she'd studied design, and promised one day we'd visit together, but slowly, things changed. It wasn't overnight, at least I don't think so. It began when I turned 13. I'd get new books from Dad, or a pair of boots I'd liked in the mall. Lucille would smile, but her eyes stayed still. She started making offhand comments. "You always get what you want, don't you? Your dad spoils you like you're royalty." I didn't understand. I hadn't asked for those things. Soon her compliments became colder, dipped in sugar but bitter beneath. If I laughed with Dad too long, she'd clear her throat. If I hugged him goodnight first, she'd raise an eyebrow. Once I heard her telling him, "You treat her like she's your wife, not your daughter." That night, she barely looked at me. She'd complain to her friends, loud enough for me to hear, "She's manipulative." Always playing the victim. Spoiled rotten. I started shrinking, pulling away. My light dimmed in her presence. Dad noticed, but she had a talent for twisting moments into illusions. To him, I was moody, a growing teenager, but I knew the truth. I saw the flicker of envy in her eyes every time Dad smiled at me like he used to. It wasn't about gifts or attention. It was about love, the kind she never believed she deserved, and I never thought I had to fight for.